Hey guys, how's it going? We are back and welcome to a little bit of a different video that I'm doing today. In this video I'm going to be talking about rares. Rares in old school RuneScape and RS3. To be fair, they're very similar because obviously you have the party hats, the Halloween mask, the pumpkins, all these things that were around in 2007 coming from before that point, shortly after for some of them. And they're obviously still in RS3, so this video really pertains to both old school and RS3. The content you're seeing in the background now is just me killing experiments. It has nothing to do with the video. I just needed something to talk over. So right away, I just want to give a little bit of credit to Jim Sauce. This video is kind of inspired by his video where he was talking about rares. I'll have that linked in the description down below. If you aren't subscribed to Jim Sauce, he's a streamer who does primarily RS3, but he's actually been doing some OSRS recently. So all of my OSRS viewers will definitely enjoy what he's putting out. He does some really great stuff, so definitely go check him out if you already haven't, which I imagine most people have. Anyways, the question that always comes up when talking about rares is what someone's favorite rare is, because rares are very subjective. Generally speaking, the most popular rare in the game is the blue party hat. It's the most expensive. Well, I mean, it's less than a Christmas cracker, but you can't really wear a Christmas cracker. There are some people who prefer, or don't prefer, but they don't have a problem with the rares that you can't wear. I'm actually not in that camp. I really like the rares that you can wear, and I'm not really that interested in the ones that you can't. So if I had the option of getting like a pumpkin or a Halloween mask, I would always go with the Halloween mask. Even if it was something smaller than that, if it was like a Christmas cracker or like a Halloween mask. I mean, obviously I would go for the Christmas cracker because it's so expensive that I could sell it and get like 2 party hats. But if I didn't have the option to trade that back in, I would definitely go for the Halloween mask because, I mean, if you have the Christmas cracker, it's not doing a whole lot for you. It's just sitting in your bank, kind of, you know, well, doing nothing actually, sitting in your bank, exactly what I just said. So I'm definitely inclined to prefer the wearable ones, and that's why my favorite rare is actually the green party hat. Now, the green party hat's actually, I think, the least expensive. Maybe the white is of all the party hats. I think my admiration or will to own a green party hat comes from the fact that A, the party hats are most definitely the most easily identifiable rares in RuneScape. If you ask somebody who hasn't played a whole lot of RuneScape, or sometimes even no RuneScape at all, they're just familiar with popular culture around that time, you ask them what this item is and you show them a party hat, they will probably have some semblance of an idea that what's that type of item is. But you also have the rares that are untradeable, the items that you commonly see almost have a cult following. They're kind of put on a shrine by people who weren't playing at the time, but really wish they could have had the item. And the chief among those, really, if I'm not forgetting anything, is the Scythe. And the Scythe came, of course, from a Halloween event prior to 2007. I think it might have been 2005 or something. I don't have a timesheet in front of me, so I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly. But it came fairly early into RuneScape's life, and so not a lot of people had it. And you also couldn't get it at any point after that, so it's very rare these days to see a Scythe in OSRS. Obviously, you have the Noxious Scythe, but that's obviously a completely different thing. I certainly wouldn't be disappointed to get a Noxious Scythe out of the blue, but that's an entirely different matter. And then, if I'm not mistaken, the least common rare that you can actually find in the game is the Warship. Now, the Warship came when RuneScape was, I believe, in the classic stage, so very, very early on. It was an item that was just sitting on a shelf somewhere in Karamja or some port city. Again, I'm not entirely familiar. I'm somewhat acquainted with the lore, but not an expert, and I am no moat blocks. Anyways, the Warship, you could just pick it up and it'd be in your inventory. You could play with it, I believe, and your character would do an animation. But other than that, it didn't do a whole lot, and so not a lot of people picked it up, or let alone kept it in their bank, taking up space. But then when they updated the game to RS2, they took the Warship out of the game, but they left it if people had already picked it up. So now you have this instance where there are no more of these items coming into the game. It was very early on, so very few people had it, and you can't trade it. So it's almost account bound to a point. But this all ties back to the point that I'm not particularly interested in the items that you can't actually display, and so honestly I would have no real interest in picking up a warship other than, you know, it's kind of cool to have in your bank, but I'm not one of those people who kind of cradles it and idolizes people who have them. I'm more interested in the ones that you can actually display, and I think that's almost a coming back to that rares are a status symbol in RuneScape at this point, especially in RS3. Rares are very, very easy to get in OSRS, but extremely difficult to get in RuneScape 3. I actually toyed with the idea of trying to make a series going to get a Santa hat in RS3, and now that I have my 99 Slayer and all that stuff, I might actually do that. If you guys would be interested in that, definitely let me know in the comments, and while you are in the comments, definitely let me know what your favorite rare is in old school RuneScape or RS3. I'm definitely going to be interested in looking to see what the kind of general consensus is there. I realize I said definitely like 4 times there. I'm not going to edit that out. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video, kind of just me rambling about rares and my opinion on them. Just to recap, the green party hat is definitely my favorite, but the Santa hat's definitely up there. I don't really know why. I think the Santa hat might have been one of the first rares that was in the game when I started playing all the way back in like 2006. Actually, it would have been after that. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that when I started playing RuneScape, there were a lot of Santa hats in the game, a lot of people wearing them. I also just have fond memories of kind of hanging around my dad's house. My parents were divorced, and then that's always during holiday times, and in RuneScape, during the holiday times, you've got all these people wearing Santa hats. So I think that's probably where my unreasonable attachment to the Santa hat comes from. I don't know, you just kind of got to look for these extra meanings to things, especially when you're playing a game like RuneScape. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if this is the first video you've seen from me, and I will see you guys later.